Alright, we're about to join the call with the others. Well, let's get going. Let's see, hang on. Alright, hello, Dano, Punny Pokey. Hey, Ray Pirate. We're about to start soon, so let's go ahead. Hey, yourself, AO, Juliet. What's up? Alright, hopefully. Hello?
What's
Hold on. We gotta make sure everything's fine. Don't drag the rhythm thing. Do not drag that. There's a reason why I leave that behind.
I'm driving.
Uh,
So, Pokemon, am I right?
okay. Before we begin, how do we sound in the stream right now? How do we sound right now? Because these are the exact same thing. They're the same settings when we did the live stream on Monday. So I want to make sure we're fine.
Hopefully it's all good.
In a minute.
I'll check it out right now.
Hey, Fallen Hero. What's up?
Seems.
Okay, Goggles, you are audible. You're Gucci, man. You're Gucci.
Okay.
Leave that.
Whenever you say audible, ignore that.
Yeah, people can listen to you. Yeah, that's what audible means.
I know, but like when you say that, I was just like thinking like, oh, I'm going robotic. So I gotta get used to like audible means good.
No.
Well, all right. Well,
So even though when you are robotic, it's only on the call. On the podcast, it's not.
but that's the issue. I need to make sure I sound good in both ends, so that way we can have a conversation. So right now, I'm fine in Discord, at least right now, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and how does anyone else sound? Because I think everyone should sound fine, given the test we did.
Test.
Yes.
All right. Is it just the four of us today?
I think Trey might join us, but I don't know.
Trey.
Trey's always the one who wants to talk about episode titles, even though I don't really do that myself personally. But I know some of us might want to talk about them, so that's what we're going to do along with the review and the preview. So let's get started. So, hello everyone. My name is Gongo Master, and welcome back to another PokeChat Live DX podcast here on Saturdays. Here with me, I have Alex.
Yo, I'm Aleximo. I'm one subscriber away from 150, so go subscribe to me right now.
We have Coral Blitz.
Greetings, trainers. Scrubblitz here. I'm 10 subs away from 150, so don't forget to subscribe as well.
And we have Shiny Zoroark.
Hello, everyone. Zoro here, and I'm like 80 subscribers away from 10K, so go subscribe to my channel.
No. I
also
need to
watch-
say you're like 9,000 subs away from 150.
And Goggles need.
I'm 90,000. I'm 90,000 subscribers away from 100K, so please go subscribe to my YouTube channel.
And Goggles needs one more for 350. So
Also,
help our boy. Help our boy.
What?
Please send your energy to the state of Oklahoma right now, because I'm watching my school play basketball, and I want them to win.
Oh my goodness. But we also have Red Rose here because he just joined us in the chat. So how you doing, Red Rose?
Alrighty then.
All right.
Everybody has their intro, and Red Rose just says, "Hello."
Okay, Rose, how many subs are you away from your next milestone?
Well, we're catching up to PewDiePie, guys. So just
Red
a
Rose
few.
is,
Just
Red Rose is
just a
over
few
100 million subscribers away from getting to.
No,
PewDiePie
just no,
subscriber count, so.
no million. I'm just one away from PewDiePie. So yeah, subscribe to my YouTube
Really
channel.
what?
Would be based
You
on.
know,
So in that series, remember, Wanda rewrites reality
What
again
the
and again.
heck? It's
Trey, we
Trey?
can hear your one
Trey, we can-
thing.
Trey.
Okay, I apologize. What's up, everybody?
We vibing.
all right. So
So, the last start.
yeah,
Yeah,
we
we're
started.
just about to start, and I think we're starting off with the episode review. So, Goggles, if you want to start us off, go right
Yeah.
ahead.
All right. So obviously you guys heard. We're gonna start the episode review. So let's get going. So hold up. Let me just open up preview. No wait. There we go. All right. So this episode, obviously, at first I'm gonna start my usual plot summary. So here we go. The episode begins with Koharu coming home from school and decides to go read a book in her dad's library or something like that. And when she drops a book, she actually has a vision of a Rapidash and Ponyta of the Galarian forms. When she sees that, she feels like some type of foreshadowing, I guess. So she decides to go to Galar along with Ash and Go to investigate. In this world, they go to Hellllloooo Tangle. I think that's what's called. That's a tongue twister to me personally. Anyways, while they're there, for some odd reason, Ash and Go have mindsets of 5-year-olds when they see a Molo and goes chasing after it. Because of this, Carl was basically alone in the majority of this episode, and she wants to meet up the Ponyta and following with it. This is where we learn that the Rapidash sprained his ankle or leg, which means we gotta put it down. Okay, I got the gun. Who wants to take the first shot? Anyways.
This is Pokemon. We don't have to kill it.
Say that again.
Goggles, you
I
are
loaded up
beating.
the gun.
Goggles, Journey is already beating a dead horse. Don't beat Rapidash as well, please.
Anyways, Koharu basically remembers the book she read, basically telling her that there's a rainbow flower that has syrup, nectar. What was it?
I'll say it's nectar.
Okay.
Yeah, probably it would be next.
Okay. So they've discovered that it has nectar that can restore a majority of its health, so they decide to go and find the nectar. While that's happening, Ash and Go wind up making it into the city near Galarian Tangle, which I forgot the name because I don't really pay attention to much of the stuff. This is where we get the introduction of a pole, and much like
Calendly.
Wait, Ballad Lane? Ballad?
Yeah, it's Balonley.
It's Balonley or Balonley or whatever.
I don't
Yeah,
even know
something
how to
along
pronounce
those lines.
Abalone.
Babyloni. I'll call it Babyloni City.
The Baloney City.
Baloney City. That's what we're calling it now. So when they get to Baloney City,
Just like Journey's just writing.
shush. When they
Baloney.
God damn it. When they get to Baloney City, they meet Apol, and Apol basically does her usual thing of quizzing them because they ask if they have seen a girl that has. Well, they basically ask if they've seen Koharu, and the only way to answer that is if they answer quizzes of hers, which are the same ones in the games that you guys remember. Remember, she likes purple, and she's 16 years old. If you get that wrong, you're an idiot. Anyways, while Ash and Go are taking care of a quiz, which we all know Ash is gonna fail, because fucking Ash. Anyways, when Koharu makes it to the area where the rainbow nectar is, I'm calling it that from now on, impotents show up, which we could finally be happy they finally made the grand appearance. The impotents. Who thought we would ever see them? I didn't. Anyways.
Let's go.
Yeah, giving them a quarter. Anyways, the impotents are the reason why Ponyta couldn't get the nectar because they like to pull pranks and the little mischievous little bunches like Trey here. Anyways, it turns out they just want to have fun, and Eevee, I will say this right here, right now, this is the best Eevee expressions ever. I don't have them right now, but this Eevee in general is way better than Lana's Eevee, and that hurts me to say. You cannot lie though, this Eevee has personality, and Koharu, we actually see Koharu has grown a bit from long ago, because now she's playing with she's literally playing with Pokemon now. Who would have thought we've seen today? After playing with the Pokemon, they decide to give them the nectar and Koharu's water bottle. They go and restore Rapidash's strength with the help of both the nectar and heal pulse from Eevee and Ponyta. And we get this really nice animated scene where Rapidash is galloping in the forest with Koharu and Eevee and Ponyta. When they get to the city, Ash, Go, Pikachu, and Cinderace are all wearing pink. And I'm gonna be perfectly damn honest, my boy Cinderace having swag. He has swag. Anyways, after Carl makes it back, Rapidash and Ponyta go back. She doesn't catches it, surprising everybody for some odd reason. And the
Ponyta, go back to me.
And the episode basically ends with an ambiguous
Okay.
I don't know if you guys can hear this, but my dog.
The episode ended
Goggles?
ambiguously.
Okay, the reason I'm having a hard time saying that is because anytime I'm about to end this, my dog keeps barking outside. So literally, it's like and big, whoop, and big, whoop, whoop. Anyways, the episode basically ends.
Bye.
Shut up. All right, so what's the list? Where's the list? Because obviously we have a list right now.
It's pinned.
How was I supposed to know that?
It's Trey next. It's Trey next.
Okay.
I see. Have it. I know it off by heart.
Okay,
Trey.
alright. So, here's my feelings of this episode. It's not a bad episode. I think it's one of the more better episodes of Journeys. If anything, I'll actually say this right now. This is me personally. I'm going to call it this right now. This is my favorite Koharu-focused episode. Just the premise alone. Like, I like how Koharu... Trey, can you go first? Because I got to see what's going on outside.
All right, so my personal opinions on this is it's a standalone episode. All right, I'm gonna rate this two ways: if it's a standalone episode or if it's going to lead to something. Now, this episode is going to lead to something in the future where maybe Opal returns and kind of helps Chloe's development, along with her catching that ponytail later on. This is a great build-up episode. I would rate it probably a 9 out of 10 if it was like that. At the same time, we got to remember this is Journeys, and because of its Journeys, their whole episodic formula, there's a chance that they may never come back to this, literally with a lot of the plots that they've done so far. Like, it looks like great build-up, but it never leads anywhere. And that's what I'm going to rate it as right now. This was a good episode introducing the ponytail Opal, but the issue comes with how Journeys is, if this is the only appearance that we're going to get of Opal, is kind of lackluster. I do love her quizzing them and having that fun personality, but at the same time, I really wish she had a moment with Chloe, like a one-on-one with her. Because literally, Chloe's wearing pink. She's good with the fairy types. She mentions it herself. It's like, it's such a good setup. That's why I'm hoping this will lead to something better in the future. And if it doesn't, great episode. But as a standalone, if this is the only time we'll see Power, this doesn't lead to anything, I got to give it a 7 out of 10. Now, the reason I give it that is because, for starters, what will be the point of this episode? Yes, we do get to see Chloe's growth as a character. We get to see that she is starting to become more like Ash and Go. She's doing things like, having fun with the impotence and stuff. But at the same time, it's like there's not much that we got from this episode. If it is just a standalone, it is. A lot of the standalones, they at least get something beneficial out of it. Yeah, Go caught a Pokemon, but I feel like Chloe didn't gain anything from this other than, just a nice fun experience with the ponytail and Rapidash, which I'm hoping this is a build-up. I'm really, really hoping. With Journeys, you just don't know sometimes. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10 for now. But if it does lead to something in the future, I'll raise this up to a 9. Also, my boy Cinderace with the drip. But yeah. Next up.
Hashtag straight out of Wyndham.
All right, Rose, you're up.
All right, it's my turn. See, Trey hit all the right beats with how I feel, definitely. So I don't really need to say any more on that. With the episode with Koharu catching Ponyta though, even though Ponyta is a cool capture, and I've seen this a lot on Twitter. I would like to see more of a balance of in her team, because Ponyta's kind of more of a and Eevee as well, more of the girly Pokemon, and it would just be cool, to see her have a mix of these cute Pokemon and also some some strong ones too. She's just more this definitely did show how different she really is from the start. She's definitely more like Ash and Go, and even then Go is more like Ash, so they're all more extroverted now, which is a great thing to see. It was nice seeing her Pokedex in action for once.
Okay, I returned.
Because we haven't got to see her use it yet. Oh, hey, Goggles. I was just finishing up.
Go ahead.
Also, the one last thing about Opal is that, what was it? Opal's main purpose, other than a gym leader, she serves mostly a purpose for Bede. Now, I love Bede. He's one of my favorite characters from Sword and Shield and the Galar region. So, and like, I hope he appears, but even so, because Ponyta's a Bede Pokemon. That's his like secondary. And with Opal, I'm just thinking that there's less of a chance of us getting to see more of the Galar rivals as we continue. More Pekkas with Team Rocket right now. That's Marnie's main Pokemon. And as we see with this one, well, Chairman Rose is gone, so that's the first part of Bede's arc. Well, he's gone for now. Ponyta may go to Chloe in the future, and then there's just Opal left. So I wonder if we're going to get a character with a Wooloo at some point, which would kind of disqualify Hop, or he could be the Grookey trailer, which we'll talk about later. That's all I really have to say about this episode, though, to be honest, and like my thoughts in general with where it could lead to.
It looks like Goggles is back, so Goggles, you can
Yeah,
go.
Goggles, you can finish off now.
Alright. Now, going back to what I was saying before I had to go take care of that. This is actually my favorite Koharu focused episode. Like, I really feel like they did a good job with Koharu. I know a lot of people still have doubts about her just because of like her lack of appearances, but the appearances that she does get in episodes they get focused on her. I feel like are like the best ones in Journeys in my opinion, of course. Now I did enjoy how like this is amazing because like when you think of episode 2 of Pokemon Journeys, technically 2 because 2 is technically the start. You remember when Koharu acted like she didn't want to do anything with Pokemon, and now in episode 55, she's voluntarily playing with Pokemon, and that's one part I really like this episode. And I don't know if you guys talked about this about Opal, like I don't know if you guys felt about how Opal was used in this episode, but honestly, I think she was alright. Yeah, I kind of wish she did more, but the role that she played was way better than like, oh, Team Rocket came in and catch Ash and go and the Rapidash, that would have been annoying.
Agreed.
And honestly, I'm getting sick and tired of Team Rocket always having been the reasoning, and at that a bad reasoning, because there's always moments was like, why can't Ash or go do this sad thing? But no, he was literally like they got separated, and Opal was being like, Opal to me is feeling like that one grandmother or like that one lady.
She's stalling.
She's stalling. She's literally Mindy from the SpongeBob movie, if that makes any sense. You're stalling, Opal. So you think I'm stalling, young whippersnapper? I just wanted to whack him with the cane. I kind of
Whippersnapper.
I kind of wish he did that to actually
I
go.
hope to say that. I hope the dub makes us say that.
I kind of wish during like when they answered right about her age, I wish she whacked them on the heads. What was that
You
for?
say.
What was that for? Wow, you're all right, but you could have been at least a gentleman. How could you? And your father.
Back in my day, when we see mysterious woman with superpowers, they turned you kids into dolls. Not even an old lady cannot beat you with a wooden can. What the hell, Journey? I miss Sabrina though.
We all do, but
We love you. We miss you, Sabrina.
no.
Natsume, come back to me.
Oh my god! But in terms of her not getting the Ponyta, I don't mind for real, just because it has a mother. Well, we don't know the gender, but it has a parent basically. So I didn't mind the capture. It could be a future episode though, so we gotta look forward to that. Overall, I'm gonna give this episode an 8. This is like the first 8 in a while I'm giving it a Journeys episode.
Oh, you missed it. I gave it a 7.
All right, I think I.
Did Rose give you a rate? Rose didn't give you a
I
rating.
that.
Rose, rate it.
Oh, my rating?
Okay.
Right, my rating would be 6.57.
Next up is Zora.
Pony's alright.
Ion, you
Apparently,
here?
yeah, apparently
okay.
Alex goes before him.
All right. So,
Yeah.
unlike everyone else here, I happen to have a different opinion. Some of you guys might say this is a wrong opinion.
I want to point out
So
that I want.
before I explain why I like or dislike this episode, I'd like to tell you guys my rating on it, and I give this episode a 2 out of 10. This episode was bad, okay? This episode was trash. So I will now explain why. Now, first of all, I did not want Koharu to catch Ponyta, so I'm definitely happy about that. But the Ponyta had literally no personality. Like, it just kind of stood there. It didn't really do anything. It was just a boring Pokemon. Like, and if Koharu caught this, it would have been one of the races. Like, imagine if Ash's Pikachu had no personality. The anime would be a lot worse, just because that main character doesn't have personality. So, at least one of my favorite things is that Koharu didn't catch the Ponyta, but it also sucks that this main part of the episode had such like little personality. Also, I thought the Impidimp were just super annoying. Like, I know eventually they had fun and stuff, but I don't know, it just kind of felt like filler. Because the part I liked about this episode was Opal. And it's like, no, we can't see more of Opal doing stuff. We have to watch Koharu throw grapes at an Impidimp. Like, what? It was so random. And this episode just felt boring. It was just, I guess, like, I don't know. I just did not like it. Nothing really interesting happened. As I said before, really the only thing I liked was Opal, and she was only there for, 5 seconds, you know? So, I hope they see Opal again, but, I mean, it's Journeys, who knows? But, yeah, this episode was kind of horrible, so 2 out of 10 from me. And I think next up is Kuro.
Now, before we begin, I want to
I'll
point this
go now.
out.
I'll go now.
I want to point this out real quick to the
Go on.
folks. Alex is the same person who doesn't like Soul. Go ahead.
I do not dislike Soul, I just think it's mediocre.
It's you, Ruga, now, isn't it, Ion?
He's here?
Yeah, Ion's up, I think.
Okay, so
He's here.
there's 11 seconds in this basketball game. I'm just kidding. I mean, there is, and I'm watching it. But
Speak of the episode.
so about the episode. First, Alex, I understand your criticisms and I respect your opinion, but don't you think 2 out of 10 is a bit extreme?
There was nothing redeeming about this episode. Like, it looked nice, and that was it. And, the part I liked about it was Opal. Opal brings the episode down because she only appears for 5 seconds.
Trey,
So,
Trey,
Yeah.
2 out of 10.
Okay,
Hold on.
so
Trey, did you hear what he said?
Essential-
It looks nice.
I heard.
essentially my opinion on this episode is I really liked it, okay? But it's not without its faults. It's a Pokemon Journeys episode after all. So my thing with this episode is I actually thoroughly enjoyed all the Koharu moments in this episode. I loved the whole Ponyta stuff. I especially my favorite scene in the entire episode was Impidimp. That whole like montage thing when they're playing with the grapes. I don't know. I thought it was wholesome. I thought it was fun. That's my take on it. I don't think it was boring. And then at the end, the Impidimp gave him the nectar. So like, I feel like this showed a lot of Impidimp's personality, and we got more of Eevee's personality in there. And Ponyta didn't really show a lot of personality, but in that scene there was a little bit of fun that it had. So I quite enjoyed that. Now, like most people are probably going to say, well, actually, I don't know if they'll say that, but what Alex said, basically, Opal does bring this episode down a bit for me. And that's because Opal's a gym leader, and Ballinlee is a town with a gym. One thing I really don't like is how they showed that shot of Ballinlee, and it looks exactly like it did from the games, but they really do nothing to, like... Shit. Anyway, sorry. I'm still watching this basketball game. But Opal is a gym leader, and that should be a major thing. But they used her for a gag, and that was it.
Not to mention, then, even within the Darkest Day arc, we saw Bee's gym, and it had nothing to do with the arc itself, but it was there.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing, in any other series, I think Opal would not have been played for a gag. I think Opal would have gotten more of a showcase. Like, they didn't even mention that Opal's a gym leader. They didn't even acknowledge that there's a gym in Ballinley.
Yeah,
So
we
that
didn't even see it.
They don't even she doesn't even tell them her name. Like they don't even introduce
exactly.
they don't
Yeah.
introduce them to one another. Like it's just
Yeah.
the kids and the old lady. No names are talked.
Yeah. I did like, however, like, even though I didn't like how she was played for a gag, I liked how her quizzes were accurate to the questions in the game. I think they were, at least.
Actually, you're wrong. In the games, the answers are either 80 or 18, but in the anime, it was 16 instead of 18. So actually, you're
Sure.
totally wrong.
No,
It's 16 and 88. 18
What?
it's the age that she began at 18 it's the age that she became a gym leader. She's a gym leader for 7 decades, 70
Dang.
years.
What
Yeah.
Kuro said.
So, overall, like I said, it's just a mixed bag. I love the Koharu stuff. I love that whole, like, Ponyta, Koharu, Impidimp. All that is really good. But Opal. And also, another thing, I think Kuro's probably going to mention this in his segment, but we really did get screwed over. Or not screwed over. I don't mind that Koharu didn't catch... I don't mind that Chloe didn't catch Ponyta. But it is a bit odd to me that they focused so much on it in the theme song and the scans and all the images and all that, only for this to happen. I feel like they kind of just like tricked us, I guess. This is like I had flashbacks to other moments when that happened to characters like Swablu and May, for example. There's other examples, but that was the biggest one that I could think of. So yeah, that's my thing. My rating probably 7.5 out of 10. I like the episode, so 7.5 out of 10 is a pretty good rating, but it could be higher if Opal wasn't just a running gag.
That's the same reason for my rating. Like if Opal wasn't used for that. But anyway, I think the next one is Coral, right?
Before Kiro goes, can I just add this real quick? Here's the thing. Like I said earlier, Gogs, you missed this.
Okay, one more thing before I'm done. Oklahoma just won against West Virginia.
Oh my goodness. Trey?
Yeah, but I said this earlier, you missed this. It's a Journeys episodic episode. You got to compare it in two ways. If it's an episodic Journeys episode, or if this is going to lead to something. Now, if it leads to something, I would have rated this a 9 out of 10. Like, if we do come back and see Opal and maybe the Ponytails again, this episode's rating will go up to 9. Because of how Journeys is with its episodicness, and if we don't see Opal or anything from this, it's a 7, because that's all I could give, Yeah, I do get what you mean by Opal. So, really it depends on if this leads to more or not. Go ahead, Kiro.
Rose wants to say something before I speak. Rose?
Okay, yeah, thanks, buddy. I just wanted to add on, firstly, yeah, it's Pidove all over again, but yeah, also something that Ion said that brought this back into my mind. Ballinley felt so small in this episode. We only got, other than like the wide shot, we saw in like the scene where they were talking to Opal in the backgrounds. So like 4 frames of the entire episode did we actually see it, and it was a small fraction in the background. It was so unbelievably like pointless. Like you've got this massive town, which is also fairly important in the game. In fact, in Sword and Shield, graphically, it's one of the most like aesthetically beautiful places in the game. And in the anime, it's just kind of like a few like small shots in the background.
And
like,
they make it dimmer.
Just,
They make the town look more dimmer than it should be. Like
yeah, same. So, yeah, exactly. It's so like luminous in the game, and in the anime, it's just so dull. I hope like they do it justice in a return visit, because yeah, this definitely seems like an episode that would be good. That is good for setup, but as a standalone episode, it's just
you know what it
okay.
could be. They spent
Yeah.
the budget on the actual Gleamwood Tangle, and they didn't have enough for the actual Balloonly town. Like
Yeah.
if they had like one episode per each part of the Galar region, like if it was one episode for Gleamwood and one episode for Balloonly, they would make both episodes look aesthetically outstanding, but it's in just one episode, so the lights of Balloonly sadly got shafted so that Gleamwood could, be more predominant in terms of color. I think it's more of a budget issue, but that alone shows that journeys don't show too much in just one episode because you're promising you're promising the world and delivering nothing.
That's what really makes it feel like this is going to be episodic. Since they went on ahead to show up the town here too, like it really feels like they just wanted to go ahead and get it out the way, which I'm really hoping that's not the case.
Yeah.
Which makes me
Yes,
wonder.
agree.
Which makes me wonder because we see Stowe inside because of the mural of the heroes, and we see B's gym. Technically, Ash doesn't need to defeat B in her gym, but what if that random segment in the Darkest Day is the only thing that we'll see of Stowe inside?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess that this is my segment now,
I
unless
just
you
wanted
guys
to
want
say
to.
one like really fast
Sure
thing.
thing, buddy. Mhm.
Thanks, pal. Okay, so one thing I've noticed quickly does kind of bother me is that it's not Opal. I know because it's like American stuff, but Opal it's like it's pronounced Opal. That's
it is
just,
pronounced
Opal
Opal.
is a no. I'm sorry. Anyway, Kuro, you can speak now.
Okay, so I'm going to set a timer for a maximum of 8 minutes because this is Gen 8, so I don't want to, Okay, so this episode, now it's time for Blitz Talk, TM. This episode, this episode was amazing. The premise and the story, but that's the thing. This episode promised too much, and in the end, it delivered too little. Again, like how Ian said, and I was going to add as well. This was May with Swablu. This was Iris with Dino. This was Lana with Dewpider. Heck, even Brock with Stantler back in Johto. They promised a capture, and it was very focused because we got the opening, we got the Pash magazine, and nothing. So, as an episode, it's amazing. It's a joy to see this around, and in the end, it's disappointing. It's very disappointing, and not only for the episode itself, but because of the show that's within. This episode is within, because if you think about it, this might be the last time we see Ponyta and Opal and the whole that segment of Galar, and that's the thing, because this episode is amazing, but it's also too much of a setup and too much convenience, because Ponyta, because the moment Koharu comes from school, she goes to her dad's study room, and a book conveniently falls from the shelf. If it was just Gengar pulling off a prank and he basically throws books just because he wants to play, foreshadowing the mischievousness behavior of Impidimp, I would get that. But no, a book just randomly falls. Koharu randomly has the vision of a Ponyta. So here's the thing. I want to believe that because Opal is called the wizard in the games, I like to believe that the book was actually wrote by Opal, and Opal foresaw the future, and that's why in the end we have Koharu, but it's not Koharu. It's actually Alice from Alice in Wonderland. That girl, it's Alice from the Lewis Carroll book. It's the actual portrayal of the actual Alice from Alice in Wonderland. So my idea is that Opal wrote the book. She foresaw the future, and maybe somehow Koharu touching the book, she touched some fairy mysticism, and she saw the future as well. Or maybe there is no one pure-hearted in Galar, and Ponyta had to reach to Kanto, or Koharu is just that pure-hearted that it beaconed Ponyta's attention across regions. But that's the thing, it's too much of a plot hole when it comes to this convenience. I love the episode. Don't get me wrong. The whole idea, the aesthetic, it was amazing. Impidimp being like the Team Rocket, mischievous, making holes in the ground. It was funny. Eevee, it was hilarious by far with the playing with the berries and doing the. It was amazing. I love that Eevee. So yeah, the quiz, it was amazing. Ash being ecstatic because. Koharu, how does it feel to ride on a Rapidash? Amazing, right? Because that's a callback to the Laramie Ranch from the original series. um, because of that fire Rapidash. Go capturing a Morlul. I thought he was going to catch a Swirlix because it's a fairy dog, so it could be help with Yamper. Yamper is not in this episode because Yamper could sniff the way off the trail, you know. But this episode, it gives Alice in Wonderland vibes. Cinderace stopping the mushroom, it's the White Rabbit, also from Wallace in Wonderland. We got to see Cinderdrip, yo, that boy. He's the one that really wears pink. My head canon that Go wears a fedora when okay, that became canon now. He does look amazing, by the way. But yeah, this episode it had great potential. I overall loved it. There's like a shit ton of references, like for example, Go capturing Morlul. I think that because I think that because Execute was the one that kickstarted the return for Alola, Morlul will be the one that will, if becomes a Shinotic or something, it will be the one that will lead to the second visit to Alola. Not to mention that Morlul's Pokédex number it's 775, and Ponyta it's 77. So either A, the 5 is actually the Japanese number for Go, so it's like Go will be the one to get a capture instead of the Ponyta, or Ponyta will reappear 5 episodes later in episode 60, because that's what we saw with Gengar. It debuted in 11, but it was caught in episode 16. So yeah, this episode promises more than it delivers. It's a setup, but it's also a setup. It could be for bad stuff because when I was younger, I raised horses, and even when horses are laid down, even though the Heal Pulse and Copycat helped a lot, and also the Rainbow Flower, when horses are laid down, it means that they will die. And I thought that even when they get up, it's the final hurrah. It's the last ride. I thought that Rapidash was going to die, and Koharu would have to take care of Ponyta. You know, basically a Stoutland Litten stuff. You know, from Sun and Moon, and it would be very dark. But if Sun and Moon did that thing, and this was the week anniversary of the Mallow and the Tapu Fini episode, we've seen weirder stuff with fairy types. So I would be okay if Rapidash was to die, because I know exactly what is going to happen. Just like how Team Rocket got Morpeko and Koharu might get Ponyta, so that Marnie and Beat can focus on Grimmsnarl and therefore Hatterene. I really hope that's the case. This will be a setup for a good thing or a bad thing. Either Rapidash will be Opals, which he doesn't have one in the game, but it could be Opals, or Beat will be the one to capture Rapidash, and because he stole Rapidash from Ponyta, Koharu will have to take care of Ponyta, and Go and Koharu will be damn pissed at Beat because he stole someone, you know, from their home, from their family. Like, Go captures Pokemon, but he takes everyone, like, wishes and desires into consideration. So seeing Beat steal someone, like basically stealing a family member, there is potential for this, but will they do it? Absolutely not, because they don't know how to fucking write a story. But yeah, this episode is promising too much, and yet it's going to deliver too little. I would have preferred if Rapidash did, like, you know, the final hurrah, the last ride. He reached Balloonly Town, and when they are crossing the bridge, because in other pop culture medium, crossing the bridge, it's also the meaning of going into the afterlife. And we see mushrooms, they are basically the nature incarnations of spirits. I would have loved if they have the ride, they cross the bridge, and we simply see Rapidash going into the mist. And Opal says, "Do not worry," but we know, yeah, Rapidash fucking died. I would have preferred if Rapidash died. I know it's dark, but it would have been more fitting, you know, like, I did my job, now it's your turn, Koharu. Like, you know, because I don't know, it just feels fitting, you know, like with the pure heart and the pink and all of that. Like I said in the last week's episode, in the last week's PokeChat, Koharu is the heart of the show, so she's the one that should have the Ponyta to begin with. We got blue balled in the ending. I watched the episode. It was a 9 until the last segment. I raged. I was giving it a 5, then a 4, then a 3, and then I watched the subs. I watched it with more context. Koharu thought this was a dream, but we see moral also it wasn't a dream, but it was a dream-like adventure because it was the most magical thing that she ever witnessed in her life. It was a game-changing experience. So moral, it's basically her thing that connects this adventure into reality, even if very convenient. But that's the thing. This is too convenient. This is too foreshadowing for the thing that it might not happen. That's why I wanted for her to capture Ponyta, because if not today, it might be late or it might be never. So just do it now. Don't make me wait, because the more I wait, the more I'll suffer. And I think I'm not the only one who thinks like this. But Cinder Drip and the music, the goddamn music, the aesthetics, the mood, I will give this episode the 8.5. If she got Ponyta, it would have been a 9. If Yamper was in this adventure, please, Journeys, make Yamper a companion. I don't want for Eevee to be the new Riolu. I would have given this episode a 10, but it's an 8.5 for me. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. I talked for 9, even though I wanted to say 7 or 8.
Yeah, no worries. No worries.
So look at General, guys. Raph, he's tuned into our stream right now, but he made look at the point he made about the city. Like, look at the pictures.
I don't get it.
It's literally what Zoro.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Are you talking about on Twitter?
Go in General in the PokeChat Live.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me check. Oh, yeah. He posted this on Twitter as well. Yeah. God damn. I know, right? We don't even see a Pokemon Center. Like, they just see like random cabin in the woods and whatever.
2 houses.
Yeah, 2 to 3 houses. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so dumb because we literally see the giant tree, and in the games, the gym's right through that giant tree, but we don't even see.
Yeah, and we don't even see blue mushrooms.
Yeah,
The houses are honey blonde instead of indigo purple. And maybe that's the thing, because Opal is from Balloonly, or whatever the name of the city is. So
Yeah.
the rooftops are her favorite color. How can she, in this dim city that somehow doesn't get sunlight, like how could she love a color that she basically never sees? Because if you see anime Balloonly, it's basically moss green. If you see Games Mode Balloonly, that's a blue, indigo, purple. Now I can get why Opal loves that color, But it's a downgrade. It's like if someone posted an image of Game Balloonly, they post it on Paint, they invert color, and that's how we get anime Balloonly.
Yeah, definitely, bro. With that being said, y'all ready to tune into the preview?
I think we can go for the preview. I don't have anything
Yeah, I
much
think
else.
we're ready.
I don't have any much thing else to add instead of salt.
Yeah.
Let me pull
I-
up the
I'm-
preview here.
I'm not mad, I'm not mad, but I'm very disappointed.
Feel that, bro. I feel it. Well, Goggles, it's up to you for the preview, bro.
All right, it's already up.
Saying, go ahead and start us off.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. All right, folks. We're entering the Renaissance with Mr. Knight here. I forgot the name. Oh, Windstrom. I forgot. Anyway, all right.
That's straight.
So, who's excited for Farfetch? Oh no. Who's excited for Come On? Because I'm not.
Not me. I'm here for Caesar, baby. Woo!
Okay, but no, Caesar though. Fine.
Wait.
I'm glad Farfetch is getting the screen time that so rightfully deserves. I'm glad for that. My gripe: why did it took us this damn long to give it episodes? Can someone explain that to me? Why did it took us so long for us finding focus on this bird again? Well, granted, you get what I'm trying to say though. It's like these episodes should have happened before the Darkest Day arc, or at least before episode 40. Anyways, I do like the premise though. Like this, feels like more like a I would say like it did traditional esque episode or like a Pokemon episode, if that makes any sense. Like Ash training under like an Elite Four member, and then he learns something new because of it. Like I remember back in Sinnoh, Dawn learned something from uh, what's his name? The Psychic type gym leader, the one who used Bronzong. Lucian, like
Lucian.
I think Lucian taught Weasel how to like stay calm or like something like that. Because I haven't seen that episode in years, but I think I remember like Weasel had a temper against like losing a lot, so Lucia had to teach us to stay calm in a fight. And then we go to Flint. Flint's the most obvious one because he taught Ash. What did he taught him? Okay, so Bertha did.
Okay. Here's the thing. Flint. Okay, Flint. He. I don't want to say he taught Ash. I want to believe that they taught each other because they were more motivational tools for Faulkner. Uh, Aaron was just there. Aaron was just like the celebrity of the day. Because even in the games, in Pokemon Masters, it's confirmed that Aaron only took the job because Faulkner refused. So, if DP does some kind of changes with the Switch, retire Bertha and have Faulkner as an Elite Four or something around those lines. Also, Bertha was the one that taught Ash how to be observant in the surroundings with Hippowdon and Torterra and whatever. Because that's the thing about Ash. Ash is a champion. True. But he's a new champion. He's champion light. He's new in this sort of role status and whatever. Not to mention that he's the youngest champion of all of the current 7 or 8 that we have. So him learning with Elite Fours, it makes sense. It makes sense, just because they are a rank below, it doesn't mean that they don't have a challenge to offer. I mean, look at Misty. She's a gym leader, but her Mega Gyarados is Elite 4 level at least.
Right. But you got what I'm trying to say though. Like anytime Ash or Ko meet a Elite Four member or champion, they often learn either a new technique or a life lesson, and that's one thing I can't wait to see what's going to go down here. Now, I'm betting he's going to have to do something with what Rento said about Farfetch. Was like Trey, you're the Farfetch guy. What did Rento say to Ash about Farfetch? Trey? Is he here?
Apparently, Trey is absent for the moment.
I think it was like he said that Farfetch is just too slow with his movements or something.
Right. So like I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
But you're gonna say though, like I'm sure Whisper's gonna teach Ash and Farfetch and Ash and Scyther like some technique to help them out, and that's one thing I can't wait. Now, here's the big question: will it evolve? No, not yet. At least, not yet. At least that's what I think.
Not this episode.
Do I think Scyther will evolve? I don't care.
Yeah, honestly, I'm feeling the same. Like at this point, the suit of armor foreshadowing the evolution and the learning of Iron Defense. I will be fine with that, but if Scyther evolves, it would diminish the evolution of both, like how Cinderace and Lucario evolved at exactly the same time. Like it kind of ruins the moment because they don't have their own moment. And even without the Scyther element, it would have been too early and too convenient. So I want for Farfetch to learn something out of this episode. Again, the whole samurai into knight route, fighting for the sake of a good battle, for the sake of others, become a knight that protects people. That's why he gets a shield when he evolves. But I don't know what he can actually learn, or like as a move or as something. Like the only thing that I'm seeing is that, for example, Farfetch basically protects Ash from EG Slash or something, and the leak breaks in half, like how he broke Girder's Steel Beam. But if that's the case, we will see Farfetch for an amount of episodes without the leak, and without the leak, he cannot battle. All of his moves depend on that goddamn vegetable.
Yeah, to be honest, I can see that too. I kind of like, yeah, it's cool that Farfetch is most likely going to evolve, but at the same time, I want to see it strong as a Farfetch, because honestly, other than that Gerdo battle, it genuinely hasn't done anything else. It hasn't gone into, and like that goes into the Journey's problem with not using Ash's Pokemon properly. But for every other Ash Pokemon we got that has evolved, we got to see them get stronger and progress to a certain point in their like form before evolving. For example, like I'll use Ash's Chimchar, my favorite Ash Pokemon, as an example. Chimchar went through a lot as a Chimchar. It went through multiple battles. It went through 4 gym battles as a Chimchar, battling with Ash, getting emotionally attached to a trainer again after the trauma it felt from Paul. Then after fighting Paul again, after being strong as a Chimchar for a while and overcoming its like emotional things with Paul, it then evolved into Monferno, and then after getting stronger with Ash trying to control its blaze and another encounter with Paul involved into Infernape. Same as Gligar, it went through its arc of being scared first and then evolving. With Farfetch'd, it's more like it's just evolving with nothing. It's got its arc right there, but it's got to sort of, with learning to actually care for Ash and actually not just battle for the hell of it because it just loves battling, but actually also to learn to protect people, like Kura said with the knight. The whole point is the defense in order to save others. But it's got that arc, so if it evolves now, it kind of just diminishes that whole like motif it has around of its character. So that's why I kind of want it to at least just learn a new move. I'm pretty certain it will evolve, but if it doesn't, I'd be happy.
I think I know what's going to happen. I'm seeing the whole thing like how Wickstrom tells them to become one because Wickstrom says Hagane no Gotoku, and Hagane no Gotoku means becoming one with steel. Although they butchered it in the subs, they say a man of steel. This is not Superman. No. It's Hagane no Gotoku means becoming one with steel. So, Chivalry Hall again. It's not the league. It's not the league palace from Kalos. It's just its own thing. It's an original anime place. And I actually love the fact that besides Excavalier, what was it? Aegislash, we actually do see Excavalier and Probopass. So, yeah. And Excavalier is training with Scyther. And Excavalier is a Pokemon that evolves via trading. And he gets the armor from Shelmet. It's Carablast gaining the armor from Shelmet. And that's why Shelmet, when he evolves, loses the armor and becomes Excelgor. So, gaining the steel type upon evolution with the trade, I really hope that Scyther's suit of armor is actually a metal coat, or at least the anime version of a metal coat, specifically designed for Scyther. It's not just like that paperweight thing. I think I know what. I'm not going to say what will happen, but what it should. Like Aegislash is attacking Farfetch. He breaks the leak in order to protect Ash or protect himself. Sacrifice the thing that he depends on from battling, and therefore sacrificing 3 of its moves besides the one that enhances the ratio of critical hits, being focus energy, and becoming one with steel. I don't say Swords Dance because if Farfetch learned Swords Dance with Scyther, I would have been okay if Farfetch learned Swords Dance with Scyther. It means that they are helping each other out. Maybe it will, but it's not like a significant thing like in the first act of the episode, and Farfetch somehow picks it up. But in the end of the episode, becoming one with Steel Wing, Hagane no Tsubasa, instead of Farfetch learning Steel Wing, like instead of depending on the league to fight, he uses his own body to battle, He takes the blow for Ash and for the rest of the team, He doesn't depend on the weapon, he becomes his own weapon, I actually would love to see how the anime would incorporate this. Seeing a Farfetch battle without the item that he always depends on. Let's see how it goes. But honestly, I would be okay if he didn't evolve but learned, Swords Dance and or Steel Wing. So there's that. I don't have anything much else to say in regards to. I love Naitoshi. I love Naitoshi, and now we have Night Go as well. I don't know how we could be like Naitoshi. It's Sir Echelot. I don't know how we could do for Go like Go Pendragon. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. Go Pendragon.
Isn't
Anyway,
quick question? Isn't there like
Go
a
Eyes Wide Dragon.
oh my goodness? Isn't there a thing where like in knights they have a squire? So Go could be a squire.
yeah, Squire.
Some of them.
Yeah, Squire. It's the lowest rank in French nobility.
There we go. You're,
Yeah.
you're a squire. Go. Who's next?
Honestly, it's just like, if does anyone else have anything to add?
Zorro.
Not about the preview, but
Okay, that's right.
well, I mean, I guess I didn't really say anything. I mean, I'm excited.
Okay. The media nut is asking me, why do I think it's a good replaceable vegetable for Farfetch if he switched the league? Bro, it's the tomato from that Diglett Farm episode. Farfetch is going to throw tomatoes. He's going to use focus energy and he's going to throw tomatoes at everyone. Question for the wait. Question for the because we really need to read the chat. Do you think there's gonna be any kind of reference to the story of the Knights of the Round Table? No, because even though that it could happen, but then again, Alice in Wonderland, it's British. Gampy, Wickstrom, he's French, so I will not say Knights of the Round Table. Question for the chat: if Galarian Farfetch didn't have his league, okay, so yeah, he basically asked this to everyone, but he asked me this. Oh, wait, well, I don't know. Anyways,
I think he would replace it with an onion.
Carrot.
He would join Sobble.
oh yeah, with the onion because Journeys always makes us cry.
Okay.
I never actually gave my thoughts on the preview. Now that I'm remembering. I'm actually quite excited for this episode, mostly because we never really saw Wickstrom in the actual main series, other than the cameo in the movie, if I'm remembering correctly. So I think it'll be cool. One thing I think is weird that it's in just some random ass castle instead of like the Kalos Pokemon League, where Wickstrom should be, because he should be tending to the Elite Four. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun little episode. I'm excited. That's all I gotta say.
Honestly, I'm going to squeal. I'm going to freak out if Wickstrom says, "Oh, you're the kid that helped Malva and Dianta,"
God, imagine.
Imagine continuity. I'm gonna shoot myself.
I would cry.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Wait, wouldn't that be a good thing or a bad thing?
No. It would be an amazing thing, but it's like how the bros reacted just by the fact that they saw Gengar in the Darkest Day. Like, yeah, I'm hyped for the thing that I should have had since the very beginning. God dang it.
Yeah, that's true. Does anyone else have any thoughts, or can we move on to the next?
Well, I know that Trey has, but he's absent.
Then there's why. I now take suggestions from Trey.
So instead of being Treyman, he's not Treyman 1 anymore. He's Treyman gone.
Hey?
I want to point this out real quick. I've been watching Zeal, or Zaxel, whatever you want to call it, and there's an episode where Yuma duels a farmer, and this farmer's gimmick is like he fuses tomatoes with other vegetables. So he fuses a freaking tomato carrot or like a tomato relish. So that's what I want Farfetch to have.
Yeah.
A tomato turnip. Or a tomato leek. You're welcome.
Tomato turnip.
But
Yeah.
Alright, if Trey's not here, I might as well move on. Anyone said what I had to say about the preview, right?
Yeah, we'll move on.
Alright. So let's move on to the last topic of today, which is the stupid ass monkey.
Grookey.
Oh, frick.
The
Okay, I'm going
uh,
first on this one. No, I'm kidding.
Go ahead.
I'll go in
Go-
the same order. Goggles.
What goggles? It's your turn.
Alright. Now I know we had discussions about this in the past, and when we get in more details, people will understand the clarifications. Now I'm going to say this right now to you people right now. I don't want them to say Grookey's trainer's dead. The reason I say that is because they could have done that. That meant they could have done that during the Tokyo episode and killed off Tokyo, teaching Go a life lesson, but they didn't because Journeys hates good ideas up until now, so why the fuck am I going to give a dang? I'm going to calm down right now before I start going to tangents. So,
I love the fact that I actually have to agree with Goggles on this one. Like, because of the non-linear format of the episodes, I would have preferred if, instead of leaving things on the limbo undeterminately, like, just kill off characters, embrace death, everyone.
Yeah, big brain.
Create drama. After Stoutland, everything is fair game now.
Yeah.
Pokemon death is fine. It's humans death they, for some reason, Pokemon doesn't want to tackle.
2 years ago, spoilers for Sun and Moon if no one saw it. But yeah, 2 years ago, we saw the backstory of Malo's mother.
Okay, hold on. I'm afraid. Kid characters, for some odd reason, they don't want to tackle that. Have we ever had? Okay, answer me.
Well, if Journeys knew how to do catches, they would have killed off Tokyo. But anyway,
I don't even. I want to say this right now. I don't even want to sound like I hate Tokyo. I think he's a good character. I'm just saying, in the context, he should have died to teach Go for us to develop Go. Anyways, the Grookey thing. All right.
yeah, that's what I. Yeah, I agree.
Now, in terms of Grookey, because thanks to TSS, we got some clarification that this Grookey is lost, and is trying to find his trainer. Now, the real question is this: who do y'all think the trainer is gonna be? Personally, this is my personal belief. I think it's Alon. Alon's coming back to take on the World Championships because he does not agree upon with Leon. Therefore, we're going to have a Mega Charizard X and a GMX Charizard in the finals, and defeating Leon, proving to us all that Alon is the best character in the Pokemon anime. Better than Ash, better than Lana, better than Kiawe, better than freaking Paul, better than Richie, better than Oak, and better than Jeanette. There you go. Who's next?
Okay, so Goggles, I have a question. Do you actually think that? Do you actually believe that the Grookey is Alon's?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm saying that realistically, though, I'm hoping, and I highly doubt it. I'm hoping it's Sonia's.
That'd be
It
interesting.
could be any Galar character.
Yeah.
Okay, I have my thoughts if I might share if anyone is still.
You can go ahead, sure.
Okay, so here's the thing, guys. Okay, so here's the thing. Either there are tons of possibilities for who Grookey's trainer is, but in the end of the day, I want to believe that it doesn't matter who Grookey's trainer is because in the end it will be Ghost, and Go with Cinderace, Sobble, and Grookey, it will make Ash remember Charizard, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur, and that will be the factor that will kickstart Ash's idea of bringing everyone back for the World Championship. This will happen? Of course not, because I'm not in the writing staff. Anyways, Grookey's trainer. There are tons of possibilities. It could be someone dead, and that would be worrisome, but realistically, because of Grookey's cheerful and upbeat personality, he doesn't realize it. He could also be abandoned. If that's the case, I want to believe it's like, a Damien Seamus situation, not Paul with Chimchar. Like, not all monkeys are abandoned. Some are released. Ambipom, Primeape. Anyways, yeah, Rose, I'm sorry. I know they are in Vermilion and in Kanto. So, anyways, if it's abandoned or released, I would love the idea that the one that did that was either a future rival for Go, because Go captures Pokemon to befriend them. Seeing someone abandon Grookey and Grookey not realizing it, it makes, in Go's eyes, someone rejecting Grookey's friendship. I would love the idea of Rinto, the Gallade trainer, because Gallade, it's a Pokemon, it's also a weapon. And Grookey has the wooden stick, so he basically has tools for battle, so they could have that segue and actually give Go a rival to further on his goal and make him more likable than he already is. Or for those who don't like him, start to like him more because he's taking care of abandoned Pokemon, not just capture for the sake of capturing. If it's lost, it could be Hop, although I want for Hop to focus on Wooloo, Cramorant, and Pinkerchin, and even G-Max Corviknight for that matter. Like, Hop doesn't need a starter to be relevant in the show. Stretching this, I would love the idea of Gloria being in the anime, but sadly, no Gloria. Sorry, Gloria. No Shilly, whatever. As well. It could be Leon, and I think there is a great possibility. But before saying the Leon, imagine that this is the Rillaboom of the Maximizers, like the band from the end credits of Sword and Shield. Whoever it is, it will end up being Ghost. And I think Leon could be the most likely scenario, because in the games, Leon is the one that gives you the starter. So, and Yamper will help out to sniff around Grookey to the trainer, and Yamper, it's in Magnolia's house. And where does Leon give you the starter? In Magnolia's laboratory. So they can galvanize Vermilion for this specific episode. And maybe if that's the case, if Leon is the trainer, but he sees how Grookey attached with Go, maybe Leon is doing like, you know, how those Kanto festivals in Unova and those Johto festivals in Sinnoh, imagine that they have like a Galar festival in Kanto, and Leon brought the starters, Grookey got lost, and they meet Leon, and that's how basically it kickstarts the road trip arc. It could happen, we don't know. I would love that to be the idea, you know, Leon traveling, because we know that Leon travels the world, so Leon going to Vermilion, it would not be the wildest card in the deck. It could happen. I would love it to happen. Not to mention that, well, we do have Grookey, right? And Leon being, you know, because Leon's hair, basically, it resembles Rillaboom in various ways. So maybe it could be the child of his Rillaboom if he has a starter to begin with. I guess that we'll have to wait and see. But there is potential. There is potential that Leon is actually the trainer of Grookey. Not to mention that every time that we see a two-parter, the episode after, it's in Galar with a capture. The Magikarp Slowking episode, right after, we saw Leon in Galar and Ash caught Farfetch. Marshtomp episode, the next one was in Galar, and Go caught Bunnelby. This one, after another two-parter, we will have Leon. It will not be in Galar, but we will have a capture being Go with Grookey. In regards to the capture, instead of, you know, tossing the Pokeball like Scorbunny and Scorbunny going to the Pokeball and kicking it, or just tossing it to the fountain and Sobble got caught, I think this episode's capture, it will be Grookey beating the Pokeball with the wooden stick, you know, instead of just like Go tossing, Go will place the Pokeball or something, and Grookey just like very upbeat goes with the wooden stick, like, you know, drumming in the Pokeball, and by that he gets caught. So, yeah, I actually would love this. And like Leon with everyone, you kids want to know more about Galar? Road trip, baby! So yeah. So yeah. So so yeah, I don't have anything much else to add in regards to the Grookey segment.
Yeah. Does anyone else have anything to say? I'll take that as a no.
I said what I had. Zoro.
So basically, I don't have
Mhm.
anything. I have anything new to say, but I think that it should be Hops because Hop deserves to be in the Pokemon anime. And if it's not going to be Goes, I don't want. I'm not saying I wanted it to be Ashes, but I also don't want it to be Goes.
Oh yeah, I talked this on the bloopers of Trey's video. I would love the idea of Go helping Koharu to capture Grookey, and Grookey would be Parker's, Koharu's brother. Um, or maybe Grookey is Tokyo's, because Tokyo had a Chikorita, he's studying Celebi, so maybe Tokyo captures grass types, and after seeing Go and Raboot and Sobble, he went to Galar to study grass types in order to reach Celebi more, and he got Grookey. And in the end of the episode, Grookey, it's the Pokemon that reunites Go with Tokyo, and Tokyo realizes, nah, dude, you go 3 for 3, buddy, and Go gets the 3 Galarian starters. But it would link Tokyo more with Go because they share a Pokemon. It's like Dawn with Ash and with the Buizel Ambipom and Buizel. Oh my god, can you guys imagine if Grookey was Tokyo's and then later on it would be
Goes.
it would be Goes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There is something I want to say though, because this is what I usually say when it comes to Go getting a Pokemon, and the thing with Go is that if he is going to, I don't know how long or far they're going to go with this because it is completing the Pokedex, but if Go's goal really is completing the Pokedex, then I don't know about expecting this because with Go having to meet, he will need a Grookey. In fact, he would need the entire evolution line in order to complete it because it's been established in Journeys that this whole thing, the characters can put their Pokedexes up to the Pokemon, but of course it won't register unless they catch them. Go would have to, which is why I would think, even though I do think from a writing standpoint, it should be Harp.
Honestly, from a writing standpoint, the goal of Mew, it's okay. The dream to Mew, the capturing them all dream, that's the thing that I don't agree on. Honestly, I would like they tried to revamp that thing with the Mewtwo episode, very forcefully so. But honestly, I would not mind if the road trip and Go appreciating the wild area and the fauna and flora of Galar, appreciating Pokemon in the wild more. I would not be mad if they made Go realize that capturing them all isn't the way to go. Maybe some of the Pokemon he caught, he would give to trainers he knows that they would prosper more with. We would still have the most iconic ones. Because changing dreams and inspirations, it's not that big of a deal because Brock wanted to be a breeder, and he was a gym leader before, and now he's studying to be a doctor. Even real people in life, they are always changing what they want to be in life every single day, week, month, year. That it narratively speaking, it feels forced, but it feels realistic. It feels natural. But Go needs something if they are going to actually do it, which most likely not. But if they think about it, they need something that will make Go actually realize and want to change his perspective of the world. Because Ash is being poorly written as a champion. Go's dream, plot tokens all over the place. Just like Pokemon are background stickers in the park. The only consistency of Journeys is, unironically, it's Koharu's character.
Yeah.
Like the one person that barely shows is the one consistent thing about this goddamn series. Also, welcome back, Trey. You want to talk about Farfetch, buddy?
I really do. Oh,
sure thing. Okay, guys, we are going to backtrack to listen to the Kamonegi stand.
I'm guessing everyone else already went. So I hope I don't sound
Yeah.
repetitive. I missed
Yes.
what you got said specifically because I had to go help one of my boys out with something.
Hmm.
So all right. I'm excited for it because Farfetch is getting the development that he deserves. At the same time, I'm kind of nervous because it's going to be shared with Go and his site there. And to be honest, I feel like okay. Let's put this in this scenario. Back when the Heracross trading episode happened, right? I was really hoping that
Yeah.
would have the time that Scyther would have evolved back then. This way, he could have came in here and trained Scizor. Because a lot of people think it's going to evolve here, but Journeys has kind of been really sticking more to like the game side of things on a lot of things. Like I kind of noticed, so I don't think they're going to con him evolving without trading unless they just decide to. So happen. I don't know. They could pull a Pokemon Go move and be like,
No, because back in the day, a Slowking and even Misty Politoed, they just touched the King's Rock and they evolved. There was no trade required. Not
that was
to
back in the
mention
day.
that, yeah, but that's the thing. Back in the day, and even now, because Nami's Phoebus, they had the Prism Scale, but they evolved without trading.
Ooh, good point. But then again, it's also friendship as well. I think there's two ways of
No,
evolving.
beauty. It's beauty.
Yeah, maximum beauty with friendship. Like the Prism Scale could be there, but it could not be the factor. But yeah, it's a 50-50 chance. Yeah, like the item could be there, but it could not be it because they lost the item, so they evolved without the item. But maybe the item being taken away, it's like the item was strayed off from the outside of the body. It's weird. It's a 50-50 chance. Yeah.
But my biggest hope is, like, I feel like this would be a good episode for Farfetch to evolve. And the reason I say that is because, as we know, Farfetch needs these 3 critical hits. If you look at what it's kind of like a trials thing, where they're going through different stages in this castle and battling different Pokemon. And the 3 Pokemon we see are Probopass, Escavalier, and Aegislash. I feel like if Farfetch somehow gets 1 critical hit off of each of these Pokemon, that final one being Aegislash, I feel like that will be the moment where he evolves. Who knows? It might.
So what you're saying is that Wigstrom's Pokemon are basically punching bags for Farfetch, like they are segments of the trial.
Yeah, I feel like as he progresses through each one, it's like we'll start to see. They've made it clear, like critical hits do happen. We saw it in Black and White, so like critical hits are a thing. I really think they're gonna go through with that. I feel like that was a critical hit with thing breaking his beam as well. So I really do feel like I'm gonna make a more emphasis on that because, like I said, Pokemon always deters from the games from time to time, but I noticed a lot of Journeys has kind of done a lot of game stuff recently. So I really do feel like I'm trying to stay true. As for Scyther, I want Scyther to evolve. But it's like I don't think this is the time. I don't know. It's like I don't want it to be like an Ash's. I really wish this wasn't a shared episode. I really wish this was Ash focused. Because if they share the evolution, I don't know. I don't feel like it's going to be a good way to do it. I don't know how they're going to handle it.
It's like Lucario and Cinderace all over again.
Yeah.
Who knows? We really just got to wait and see on the episode.
Yeah, that's true. I hope it's
Although I do love the idea that Wigstrom is using his team. So, like, because we do have the thing of trainers show up. They only have 1 Pokemon because they don't want to animate more Pokemon. But yeah, Wigstrom is using the full set. In fact, he's using an Excavalier against Scyther because Excavalier, it's a trade evolution that gains the Steel type, like Carablast gains the Steel type and
also
becoming an
bug
Excavalier.
typing as well.
Yeah, because Excavalier, it's at the same time replacing Scizor that we don't see, even though Wigstrom has a Mega Scizor in the movie 17 intro. But he's also replacing. I think he's replacing Scizor, yeah, because I'm seeing the Battle Chateau, Rites of Challenge. The Bug Steel is replacing Scizor. That's why he's battling Scyther. Although, Because this is a castle, I would love the idea that the castle doors are opened thanks to the first Pokemon that Wickstrom brings up, and that is Klefki. Because what's the one time that we see Klefki in Kalos? It was for Monsieur Pierre for the Pokemon showcases. If they don't show showcase in Journeys, they only have this episode to showcase Klefki.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot Claffy was a Pokemon.
Yeah, but Klefki would not be, the fighter. Like, then again, Wickstrom is a knight. The Wickstrom is a knight. And the Pokemon are his battalion, but Klefki would be like the butler, the squire in some capacity. But I would love to see Klefki if I'm completely honest. That goddamn
Klefki's
Pokemon
cool.
in competitive is just so broken.
Oh, it's an annoying one, yeah. I agree. I agree, Kuro, bro.
As I was saying, Trey, the whole thing about Farfetch, from the samurai to a knight, I would love the idea that if he breaks the leak but doesn't evolve, or maybe he evolves because he bursts from the suit of armor and learns Aira defense in the process because that's the move he learns upon evolution. But if he doesn't evolve, but maybe learns Swords Dance from Scyther, and maybe the body becomes the weapon. He doesn't become dependent on the leak anymore. I would love the idea of seeing a Farfetch battle without the leak for a few episodes, and maybe he learns Steel Wing in the process.
Brave Bird.
Or Brave Bird, like a sacrifice play. Exactly.
What about Peck?
Yeah, because
imagine all that emphasis for Peck of all moves.
Oh no, I'm like, what?
Oh man.
It's not even drill Peck, it's just regular Peck.
It's just a regular Peck.
Here's the thing. I would love the idea of, because sadly Farfetch doesn't have fighting moves, and I would love to see this happen, because maybe he can pull off a Leon Charizard, and every time we see Farfetch he has a different moveset. Because the hidden ability of Farfetch is Scrappy, which means that fighting moves can phase through ghost types. So if Farfetch learned a fighting move and it hit Aegislash because of Scrappy, he would do a super effective hit.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I'm seeing the moves like Rock Smash, Brick Break, Final Gambit. Yeah, Final Gambit, it makes Farfetch faint. So if he faints, he cannot evolve.
Yeah.
Listen, well, it can use it. I mean, to be fair, yeah, it can use the last of its strength. It can use the last of its strength in order to evolve. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, he sacrificed that 1 HP.
Exactly.
Toracat did something in MMORPGs that's called stat distribution. I'm going to sacrifice 1 HP to get 1 experience point. Worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
He converted the points.
But speaking of 1 HP, that reminds me that the rival, the delay trainer, left Farfetch at 1 HP. Remember when he used what move was that? False Swipe.
Oh, False Swipe, yeah. Attacking Farfetch with the blunt edge of the sword, bro, you're not even worthy of getting psycho cutted by me yet. You're going to get stroked by my foe blade. Honestly, Trey, I think that's a good. If you don't have anything much else to say about Farfetch, I think that's a good segue to Grookey, because I would love the idea of Rinto being Grookey's trainer.
Oh man, go ahead, bro.
No. I already talked. We already talked about Grookey. So
yeah,
we backtracked for the Kamanegi stand to speak. Also, hello Zach, how are you doing, man? Well, we got two of the bros tonight here in the chat.
Ben? Where's Ben?
You have one of the bros on the stream.
Oh no.
And the unofficial fifth.
What?
Oh yeah, we are in the stream, aren't we, Ian?
Yeah.
What is this?
So
19?
we have two officials in the text and two unofficials in the chat. Now
Mhm.
now all it's left is Benny. Anyways, Trey, Grookey time.
All right, so Grookey. Now, a lot of people want this Grookey to have the whole sad starter story, which I'm not all for. I don't want it to have a sad starter story where it gets released by a bad trainer type of thing. I don't want another Charmander. We had that with Gengar, and we see they're not doing Gengar well. If they're gonna do anything with Grookey, this trainer actually have passed away already. Is what I'm thinking. Or, who knows? There's two things I wanted to happen. Either his trainer has already passed, and this is where it can go to Ash or Go, or his trainer is actually Leon. And now let me explain. As we
Yeah. Actually,
What the?
I do. There's one thing. Well, because we've been introduced to Professor Magnolia. But
Wait a
it
minute.
could
I didn't
be
hear
I don't know. I don't know
anything.
if I don't know if Trey is talking or not
I didn't
because
hear anything.
he's talking.
I can't hear
Yeah.
him. He's not speaking for me.
Yeah, but I don't.
Trey, you here?
I'm not even seeing the green bar around the icon. Wait a
She
minute.
might have disconnected. I'll put something in chat.
I'm going to at him. Or are you? Are you?
I've
Rose?
already done it. Disconnected.
Of course.
Alright,
Bro, I
Well,
feel so bad. I feel so
okay.
bad for the guy. Every time he talks, he got disconnected. God
there
damn.
he is. Hey, he's back. Trey, you able to unmute and speak? Alright. Not yet. Well, I'll just say my, Grookey theory quickly while we wait.
Sure.
So it could be that Professor Magnolia, because we've been introduced to her, she's the professor. Grookey could just be one of the starters that would be in, that would be distributed to new Galar trainers. Therefore, they could also kind of try and integrate that into Hawk, but it could have somehow gotten separated.
Hello,
Oh, hey Trey. Hello, Trey. And
Alright.
that's what it is. Yeah, anyway.
Call me.
Trey, you can speak about Grookey now. We can hear you.
All right, somebody called me. My bad. But as I was saying, the whole did y'all hear anything I said? Like
No.
Leon and stuff or
Well, we're
We just
Start
heard
of
you
it,
saying. I
start of
think
it.
we just heard you say. I think Grookey it's Leon, and here's why, and then you cut it.
all right. So here's why. As we know, Leon is a trainer that gets lost, and he gets in the games he gets the third starter. I feel like it could be possibly Leon's because we know that there's going to be some type of arc with Leon and them traveling around. Possibly, who knows? We'll have to wait and see on that one. But if this is Leon's, I think that'd be interesting to see it go to Leon, and this way we can see it throughout the arc. This way we'll be seeing it with the group because Leon was going to be with them, and we see it kind of develop and maybe build a rivalry with one of Ash's Pokemon. I think that would be kind of awesome to see where it builds up to a rivalry between Rillaboom and one of Ash's Pokemon later on in the.
I would
not
like
Lola.
I would like Farfetch to be the rival.
Yeah, like I think that would be pretty dope if they actually give him to Leon. Like a lot of people want Hop, but I feel like Leon's the better choice. He's already an established character, and I don't know. There's no indication of Hop appearing soon. Like literally, I'm pretty sure the opening would have at least indicated it. We saw Sawyer in X and Y's opening.
Yeah, we
And
saw.
we saw Iris and Gary.
And we saw Hal back in the fourth
But-
opening.
Maybe they can throw us a curveball. Please, Journeys, quit being so pretty.
No, yeah, because the thing is, in the magazine, Grookey is with Go, and Yamper it's the one that is going to find the trainer. Then again, guys, remember back in May when Morpeko was in the site of Go's magazine scan along with Sobel? Is Morpeko Go's? Nope.
So they can throw anything at us. Another possibility I want to mention, a lot of people don't really agree with this, but since Grookey's in Kanto, why not have Grookey's trying to be Gary, as we know Gary is going to appear soon? And I feel like since they mentioned he's coming back as Ash's rival, why not have that be the thing? Like, Gary had Blastoise. This time he can have Rillaboom, and maybe Ash fights against this Grookey up to Rillaboom through the World Championship.
Not to mention that Gary, it's inspired by the green character. He's the gym in the games. The counterpart, it's the gym leader of Viridian. Viridian being a shade of green. The Earth badge, it's called the green badge in Japanese. And it's a middle point between Blastoise, that's a starter, and Electivire, that's basically a gorilla. So
Yeah, and literally, like Gary is still like
I would
catching.
not mind that. I actually would not mind that. Yeah.
Like, look at Electivire. Gary's still catching new Pokemon, and he's still getting stronger. So, just because Ash, Ash is getting new Pokemon, Gary can get some new Pokemon too. He could have been like, "Oh yeah, I've been to Galar. I've actually just came
Yeah,
from there."
everyone's stories doesn't stop just because Ash is the main focus. Like the world doesn't stop because Ash does. I mean, look at Chronicles.
Yeah. And the easy, like, people be like, "Oh, Gary's irresponsible like that." The easiest solution to this is Grookey's in a new town. Grookey isn't from Kanto, so maybe something just happened where it was playing one day and got lost. It's an easy solution. Like, it doesn't have to be Gary was irresponsible. It's just things happen. There was
Not to mention that Grookey, the whole ability, the whole innate natural ability of Grookey is that the wooden stick like drums in the nature, makes flowers bloom, makes the nature flourish more. And Gary, being a field researcher, like if he sees Pokemon that need help, Grookey can be like, how Parasect in the manga, it's Chris's personal walking pharmacy. It could be the same for Gary, but with Grookey, like, yo, Grookey, we need like some flowers for this sick Pokemon. And Grookey's like, Saru, and like that's that. Like Grookey's basically like how TSS tell that Goes Raichu is. Grookey is Gary's personal drug dealer.
oh gosh. Yeah, it's the possibilities are endless for this group.
Yeah, and like he absorbs sunlight, because Grookey, it's like all grass types. They are in this scenario of they are half animal, half plant because they can heat, but they can also have photosynthesis. But in the end of the day, I continue to believe that it doesn't matter who the trainer is because it will be Ghost, like given away. Because Grookey, it's a cheerful Pokemon. It's upbeat. It has a boundless curiosity. And with Cinderace, Sobble, and Grookey, it's basically Go's version of Charizard, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
So,
but I do think
I guess-
Sobble will evolve actually later.
I would have preferred if it was Grookey into Twaki, or maybe both. So here's the thing. In regards to the others' evolution, both, or Grookey, or none. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, we gotta wait a month now.
Yep.
we gotta wait a month now. But yeah, I actually like. But that's the one thing. Like, they waited over a year for Grookey to be like, because they always show the starters together in the first stage. We had to wait almost 60 episodes to see the monkey.
Yeah.
Like it feels very odd, like they could have had like Grookey just like, be the Pokemon of a random character of the day, like, like Chikorita was Casey's Pokemon before Ash got his own. Cyndaquil, Ash only caught Cyndaquil in the end of the season 1 of Johto, but we saw Elm with Cyndaquil. Yeah, it's it's honestly like kind of weird, but then again, we are not in Galar, so I feel like if they went to Magnolia's lab earlier, but if they did, the Sobble and Grookey that we know and love, they would get diminished because they were not the first ones we see. So again, this show, it's a 50-50 chance in all things considered, because they promise too much and deliver too little. Sometimes the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That was really good theories, bro. For real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
I think that's it. Unless anyone else has anything to say, I think we should stop.
I think that's about it. We pretty much said everything we had to do.
Okay, that's good. I think we should wrap up the stream then. Because we've been going for a while.
We've been on for like an hour.
All right. Time for the,
Well,
time
actually,
for
wait.
the-
Let's check chat for any questions. Or
time for the
anything, and then-
segment where we talk about Oklahoma basketball.
No.
WandaVision.
Are there any? Does anyone? Are there any questions?
Well, if
in
that's
chat
the case,
or
then let
anything?
me have a section where I talk about Digimon.
No, it's not the Digi chat. It's the PokeChat.
It is not the basketball chat or the Wanda chat.
The DG chat.
We could actually have a longer chat.
Bro,
Well,
why don't you chat with some?
Don't. Oh my freaking
Oh,
god.
God.
Oh my freaking god.
Yeah,
Not on stream on the island.
dramatic exit.
Yeah.
He's the one telling me I need to be careful of what I say, and I have been doing. I'd say I've been doing an okayest job. I know I had a few moments here and there, but I'm improving. But is there anything else you guys want to like bring up, or are we done for the day?
Well, again, just because of the Grookey thing, like, he's in Kanto. I would not say it's Hop. Because I want for Hop to focus on Wooloo and whatever. Like, again, Leon, because games, kickstarting the road trip, not Hop, sadly. Rinto would be amazing. COTD, alive or dead, abandoned, or he doesn't realize that he got, whatever. But Tokyo, I would love. It would be an amazing surprise. Oh yeah, that Grookey is mine. Go.
That would be. I hate how they kind of left us on that cliffhanger with Tokyo, and we never see him again.
Because the thing is, Tokyo is researching Celebi. He got Chikorita because he wants to know more about grass types and nature itself. At least that's my take on the matter, because they never actually addressed that shit. But Tokyo seeing Sobol and Reboot, like, maybe he got the idea of wanting to see Galar, got Grookey, went to Vermilion to visit Go, Grookey got lost, and, well, it reunites with Tokyo in the end, and Tokyo realizes that Grookey is happier with Go than with... I'm not saying that he's happier with Go than with him, but he sees that Grookey is more in tune with Go, and like, hey bro, how about we do a trade? Like, it doesn't need to be how should I put this? It doesn't need to be like Tokyo giving Grookey away. It could be a trade, because Go got a second pincer, he traded for Aerocross, and Go has multiple of the same, Pokemon,
Magikarp.
I would very much like.
No, I would say a Dustox, because Dustox it's a Dustox being a bug poison. It has two types that it could defeat Celebi in battle, and Go saying goodbye to one of his Dustox. Well, to all of the DP stands out there, Jesse. It's a callback to Jesse.
I would very much like to point out, if Tokyo does come back, and if he comes back in the last minute of an episode, I'm gonna get him more ticked off. Cause now you're just resorting to the boy to last minute cameos. You're better off murdering the boy. Anyway.
Last Tokyo, the last minute cameo character.
Oh no.
I'm gonna be upset if that's gonna be what happens to him. He just appeared for like the last.
Okay. Question for the chat. Which Pokemon Journeys character would be great at karaoke? Go. His grandmother does karaoke, so everyone knows that musical genes skip a generation.
Okay, hold on. Someone asked this quick, interesting question. Julia the Metalor. Does anyone think Ash will catch any more Pokemon, or will he only have the 6?
At this point, don't capture anything anymore, Ash. At this
Here's
point,
what I gotta say.
I mean, not that I don't agree with Kuro, but I do think it'll be a rotation team. And hear me out. The reason I think it'll be a rotation team is because in the original series, it was a rotation team. Well, he had more than 6 Pokemon. It wasn't really a rotation because they didn't swap them out often. But you know what I mean. At least in the Kanto part. Then in Black and White, so we had AG and DP, where he only caught or had a team of 6 for the main like parts. And then Black and White, he had another rotation team. And then X and Y, another he only used a team of 6. Sun and Moon, he only used a team of 6. So now we're back into that time where he could have another rotation team. based on the pattern at least.
Okay, so OS rotation, AGDP 6, BW rotation, X and Y Sun and Moon 6, Journeys rotation. So rotation rotation for Kanto, Kanto reboot, and Kanto renewal.
Also got something else to add to that. I'm actually going to be making a Legendaries theme video soon, and I believe that since like it's about Ash and catching legendaries. Now that we know Go is going to be catching legendaries, I feel like they will end up giving Ash certain legendaries. And here's what I mean. Actually, we know Go's the one who wants to catch them all. I feel like there's certain few that they may give to Ash. For example, Latias. If we have an episode focused on Latias and Latias, I don't think they're just going to give both to Go because like they're the same thing nearly. So if they're going to do something like that, Ash may get one.
There was actually a promotional art for Children's Day, May 5th, so go 5-5, where Ash had the Latias paper hat and Go had the Latios paper hat.
Yeah, I remember. So it's I feel like he will get a legendary in this. If they're gonna give him just one, that is one that I can see him getting. We know they've been giving him this team of Pokemon we've wanted with for a while. Oh, Zacian's another one that Zach mentioned.
I want to actually get Kubfu, but that'll be another dang fighting type. Which is sad because
I think in regards to Kubfu, I think it will be Go. But here's the twist. I think it will be Go. But here's the twist. Kubfu with Go, it will get a third form. It will get the Dusk Like and Rock treatment because Kubfu, it's not canonizedly stated, but Kubfu it's most likely from Sinnoh. If we get remakes, because Kubfu they read the scrolls and they go with the dark form and the water form. Yeah. So my idea is that if Go gets Kubfu experiencing the world and maybe returning to the homeland of Sinnoh, Kubfu will see more of the world, not just the Isle of Armor. He will see what the world have to offer. So he will be a jack of all trades, master of none, and therefore we get a Gigantamax purple Urshifu that I will just call it right now, mixed strike style.
Mediana, to answer your question, Tokyo, kill the kid. He asked the question, which character in Journey will we kill off? Tokyo, kill the fucking kid.
I love Tokyo. Well, no, I don't. But
in regards to Ash and legendaries, now with Go and Suicune, I continue to say, Go having Suicune, it will lead Ash to meet the other beasts and therefore Ho-Ho. Ash met Go thanks to Lugia, and Go will lead Ash to Ho-Ho. Best boyfriend ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though I ship Go with Koharu, but the bromance with Ash is uncanny.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
I think we should we end it now? Does anyone else?
Yeah. If we've got any more,
we're just reading the chat because we are good people. Like we don't have anything much else to say or add unless someone.
Yeah, but I think we should actually close.
Zasayan lol.
That's yeah. But yeah, I think we should end it off for tonight because we've been going for a while and we just answered quite. I think that's it for chat today, and then next week we'll
kill the old man. Wait, what old man from episode 9?
You know, the ho-ho bait dude.
I like him.
He was kind of a prick.
He's an old man. What do you expect?
Hey, not all old men are pricks.
Of course they're not. Some are nice. I'm just saying, not everyone's the same dang character.
Ash should capture Victini. I'm reading this in the chat. I mean, yes, but it's the same thing with Latias because they are movie Pokemon. I don't know if they would touch upon movie scenarios like People of the Valley and even Altomare from Johto because we do see places from the games and even original places like Cello Island. Even though Cello Island it's far away, it's basically Faraway Island from Emerald where we see Mew. Maybe they anime banded Faraway Islands to be Cello to have Mewtwo there. But yeah, like in regards to Ash and legendaries, Here's the thing, guys. Lucario, it's already taking the spotlight for the entire team. What do you really want for Ash to get a legendary, and that legendary basically becomes an enhanced version of Lucario? Like, Ash gets Entei. Amazing. He has the fire beast linking it to OO. Ash with Entei would demolish things. Ash with Entei, it would diminish Charizard, Infernape, and Incineroar combined.
Bro. Yeah.
I would be okay if they bring back Annabelle, and Annabelle working with Luker in the Interpol, having the Sun and Moon Rainbow Rocket stuff in DP remakes. Annabelle has Raikou, because in the games she has Raikou, and also Entei, but it's mostly Raikou because, yeah. Like, Annabelle versus Ash, Raikou versus Pikachu, I'm honestly hoping for that. The Regis, the new Regis, Pikachu versus Regieleki, Dragonite versus Regidrago, Surfetch versus Glastrier, like the knight against the steed, they have a joust battle. Potential, guys, potential right there.
I missed a few things. What's happening?
We're wrapping things up.
We're just answering.
We are wrapping things up. We are reading the chat, and also, do you think that Team Rocket will ditch the gacha machine?
We wish.
Well,
we wish.
Well, here's the thing. Alola, beware, brutal swing, done.
Actually, I do want to see Team Rocket go to Alola and see how that interaction is going to happen, to be honest.
Yeah, like, beware will destroy the gacha machine. The gacha element isn't...
Actually, that does bring a good question, actually. Will they use the gacha machine, or will they use the Sun and Moon Mons?
That's a good question.
I think it will depend on... quick thing, I think it will depend on the island they'll be at.
Yeah. So, yeah, because the gacha element isn't a bad concept, but it's bullshit in execution. Because if you don't have a solid team for Team Rocket to focus on, and knowing Team Rocket, like when Delibird appeared and he got the Charizard and Aggron in the Battle Frontier, it was for Butch and Cassidy. And Team Rocket, even if they don't use the black uniforms, because using the white uniforms, it's Team Rocket basically rebelling themselves against the organization, because they are part of the organization, but they want to be their own people as well. That's why they use the white uniforms. So yeah, I would love the idea if, like, after the events of Black and White and Operation Tempest and everything else more and more, Team Rocket have their team, but in terms of Crisis, Giovanni lands Delibird as the gacha, we don't need a goddamn Pelipper, like, blah, dropping that in the middle. No. Have Delibird show up and, like, even have Delibird battle for. Have we seen Delibird in Journeys, or even a Delibird at all? No. God, no. Oh my god.
Okay, I think we need to end this right now.
Let's wrap this up. I'm getting salty again.
Background noise is happening more and more often now, so I gotta end it now. So, with that said, Red Rose was here. Check him out on his channel. Koharu, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Goggles. Always a pleasure, man.
Chinese Orlord, thank you for joining us as always.
Goodbye, Go Sooners. Yeah.
Trey,
basketball.
thank you for finally joining us often.
Oh, I've been to the last 2 months in the streams. The last 2 months.
Listen.
In the stream, I'm gonna kill Trey.
And thank you, Alex, for being here, even though he left. Check them channels. Check the channels in the description, the Twitters, whatever they have, and whatever.
Shout out to the bros for appearing. Zachary Raff, shout out to you guys.
And shout out to the fine Anti-Poke Bros for appearing.
And also the MediaNet for being in the chat as well, and everyone else.
Thank you everybody for joining us this week, and we will see you guys next week as we talk about, I don't know, fish.
We talk about Naitoshi. # Sir Echelon.
Good night.
Oh, come back to me.
Good night.